And I think I carried a lot of that with me.
Sure, okay.
I'm a kind of a fury, which probably wasn't good for me. I rarely watch violent films.
Sure.
I don't really like them that much. It's just the sort of thing I'm kind of now trying to get, rid of. I feel like I've done enough of that.
G'day, Mob. Welcome back to another episode of Weird Mob Media. I'm Jake, and today we're here with a very special guest, David Field. He's got a new documentary coming out called That Half Barbaric Twang, which follows his band, the Number 4 Band, around Western Australia. Anyway, I'll shut up now and I'll bring you on to David. G'day, David. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Jake. Thanks for having me.
Good. Thank you for coming here too.
That's a pleasure.
Firstly, because I was doing a bit of research on IMDb with your films, and I noticed you're credited in an uncredited role in Return of the Jedi. And I noticed...
Luke Skywalker.
And I noticed that there's actually another David Field who was actually that part.
There is another.
Have you ever gone into a casting room or anything and they've said, oh, this guy, I think I saw him on Star Wars?
No, not at all, mate.
Not at all?
No.
It's never helped?
No, it never helped. And they probably thought I was the little fellow with the ears, if anything. No, not at all. It's just, these mistakes happen on IMDb all the time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a film that we know for a fact that you are in. Ghost of the Civil Dead, your very first role. Mm-hmm. How did you first hear about the role of Wenzel?
I actually auditioned for that role. I just left NIDA. I did about 3 months at NIDA. That was enough for me. And then my agent, I think, sent me an impro. So I made up this really great story about my family being a family of criminals. I thought I did really well and nothing came of it. And then by chance I was back at the ensemble studying there with Hayes Gordon. I ran into Ian Watson and Steve Hardman, who I knew from NIDA. And they said to me, Fields, you should audition for this film. I said, I've actually done one. And they said, no, come upstairs, just do another one. Just do one with us, an impro. And I did, and then the next day I got the role. When I saw John Hillcoat, I said to him, you know that I'd already done it. He said, no, I don't remember you at all. So it's quite strange how things can work out. I mean, we did things like 4 and 5 hour impros with, 100 guys, probably 95 of them who were actually ex-crims.
Sure.
So these guys were the real thing. And so it was good for someone like me, who'd never spent time in jail, and they were just a masterclass in what I was trying to do. So I just kind of followed their lead.
It's pretty fair to say that a lot of the roles you have played have been criminals, so you've ended up developing a knack for that.
Either criminals or cops, so there's not that much difference really, just is the suit,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the sort of thing I'm kind of now trying to get rid of. I feel like I've done enough of that, unless there was something terribly funny.
Yes.
Which is why I did, things like Moody Christmas and No Activity and things like that, which I enjoyed. I didn't mind playing criminals in those because of the comedy aspect, which I really love comedy. Ghost of the Civil Dead kind of set me off on a track, and I probably could have been a little bit more, ostentatious about how I was going to go forward from then. But I think you're just so happy to be working that you continue doing what you're doing and putting the best work you can on the screen, or on the stage. In theatre, of course, I've been lucky enough to play a lot of roles that have nothing to do with criminality.
Yeah.
The theatre offers so much more in that way. It's a funny thing about Ghost of the Civil Dead. It was such a ferocious film that I felt like I didn't really work for about 4 years in cinema. I just couldn't get a job. And I think maybe because I was new on the block, people thought, this guy is a bit like this. And I think also, I always warn actors about this, when they're very young and they're coming into doing very, very intense roles where they've put so much energy and spirit into their work, is how to rid yourself of what you've done emotionally, physically, spiritually, to how to kind of rid yourself. And I don't think I really had the skills, and I think I carried a lot of that with me.
Sure, okay.
I'm a kind of a fury, which probably wasn't good for me.
You fucking disease cock! You make me want to fucking puke!
If you could go back and everything and do it again, would you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And, if one looks at John Hillcoat's career from there on in, the work that he's done with Nick and people like that, down the track right to The Proposition and, so many other films.
The Road.
I mean, what a piece.
Yeah, real good.
And it's just one of the great stunning pieces. And Cormac McCarthy's not so easy to put on screen. So
they've been trying to get Blood Meridian on the screen for ages.
Yeah. The triptych was still, his triptych novels of the journey of the two young men down into Mexico is also All the Pretty Horses, and it's just a stunning piece of writing,
Yes.
But so John's a real great director, and so really I was very lucky.
Yeah. Well, you've actually had the privilege to work with him twice on to having to
hold. It's just a smaller role, but again, probably not as successful as a film, but a good experience all the same.
Yeah. After Ghost of the Civil Dead, I think your next big sort of lead role was in Everynight Everynight, which was another prison film where you played a criminal.
Alkinos Silamidos' film, yeah.
The character you played was actually based on a real person. Did you feel that you had to act like the real person it was based on, or did you feel you could make it your own character?
This can all get fucked. Do it on me fucking own. I'm no longer part of your fucking system!
Oh, you've always got to make it your own, so that doesn't alter no matter what you're doing. But I was really lucky because Ray Mooney wrote the script.
Sure.
And Ray spent time with Chris Flannery in Pentridge. So his personal knowledge of Chris, and I sat with Ray and listened to a lot of stories about Chris and, sort of trying to find the essence of who he was and his past in Gosford Boys Home and places like that.
Okay.
Places that he'd been as a kid, tough places. Well, he was an enigmatic character. It was a really interesting character. But it was Alkinos' first film. It was a really funny story, actually, because I'd worked with Bill Hunter on Broken Highway, Laurie McInnes's great anamorphic black and white film called Broken Highway with Aidan Young and Claudia Carver and Bill. And Bill and I had struck up a very, very close friendship and did right to his death. He was always one of the closest people I ever knew in my life. I was very, lucky to meet someone like Bill. And I remember saying to Alkinos, because Alkinos made the film for 26 grand.
Yeah.
In 16 days, I think we shot that on film. Toby Oliver shot it, of course, great cinematographer. And I remember saying to Alkinos, who's playing this role? He kept saying, it's kind of cast. And I went, look, I got Billy Hunter. He'll come and do it. Because Billy said to me, if you're doing it, I'll come and do it. So I said, look, I got Billy Hunter.
Yeah.
And Al kept saying, no, it's just, and I said, mate, it's Billy Hunter. And nothing. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
He's already fucking dippy!
I got fucking Billy Hunter. Anyway, a month or so he rings me and says, look, who's the guy that you were talking about? I said, Bill Hunter, mate. He goes, because the guy that was going to play the role was pulled out. So that'd be amazing if Bill had come and do it. So we get to the airport in Melbourne, Bill and I, we get to the car and Alkinos says, I got to tell you a really funny story. When you were telling me that on the phone, I thought you were saying Billy Umber.
Who dat?
He said, it wasn't until you said to me Bill Hunter that I went, oh shit, Bill Hunter, you can get Bill Hunter.
Yeah, fucking oath.
That changes the context a little bit.
A little bit. And of course the film was a stunning piece of work, and Alkinos is here in Melbourne. He's one of your great filmmakers, without a doubt. He's an incredibly inventive, imaginative, generous, tenacious director. When you're lucky enough to have these comrades that you're constantly able to engage with, and also you get a shorthand, working with these people.
Sure.
And Alkinos, I think, to the detriment of the industry in this country, has never been given enough. I mean, there's certain directors in this country that just keep making great films that unfortunately to the detriment of I think, to the Australian film industry, should be given $500,000 every couple of years. You know, and you go raise the rest of the money, but here, you know, because these people are the bedrock of the film industry. You know, they keep making great quality films, and it shouldn't be so hard when people have proved themselves.
Exactly.
So yeah, I have incredible faith in our kinos, and we work marvelously together. Yeah.
While we're on the topic of Pentridge, your character Keithy George.
I was probably a little worried about playing someone who was the head of the painters and dockers, which is what Keithy George was. It wasn't until years later I did get him square, and there's a old fella. He was around the set. I think we were near a boxing gym or something. There's an old fellow who's about 60, so you have to be 70, and he kind of button up nose, you know. And he said, "You played Keithy George, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "He's a mate of mine." And I went, "Oh shit, here we go." I said, "How do I go?" He went, "Oh no, you're all right." And I went, "Phew, all good." You know, so you know, it's always, you know, when you're playing real people, and I was very aware. Because I had contacts through Every Night, and Ghost of the Civil Dead. One thing that gave me was contacts to people who live in that world.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And who are able to say, "Hey, this is what's really going on here," and that's important, you know, because you want to honour people, you know, whether they're living or whether they're past, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose, there's always got to be that sense of realism as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because there's realism and then there's entertainment. You know?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're trying to find that bridge between the two, you know.
Two hands. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find that, even though you were still playing a criminal character, did you find that you were having a bit more fun with the comedic side of that? Or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Akko's just a clown, so it's just good fun.
You loaded your gun with old fucking bullets you put through the fucking wash?
Well, righto. I shot all me fucking bullets, didn't I? You're the one who told me to put 20 rounds through Rat Slater.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just good. There's no work going on there.
Yeah.
It's just joy. I'd done Heath's first film as well, so we'd worked together on that as well, and I knew of him. And then when this one came up, and him and Rose together, you just felt like this is pretty special.
Yeah.
And that both of them were, you know, really special. And Heath, you know, such a poet, such a beautiful, sweet poet of a man.
Sure.
And then the looks. I mean, you just want to break his nose. It's like, mate, can you have everything? Are you allowed to have everything?
No, yeah, I guess.
In terms of villainous characters, you can't get away from these villainous characters. I have heard in an interview previously that you said there are certain ones you say yes to and there are certain ones that you turn down.
It's got. I've played so many villains, I guess, that I've turned a lot down.
What makes a villain worth playing?
You can smell the pleasure. You know?
Yeah.
You can smell the pleasure. Oh, I can have pleasure in this. The best villains are always in their pleasure, as Lecoq would say. If you look at the kind of greatest ones like Scarface or...
Hannibal Lecter, yeah.
You know, he's having so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and Senator, just one more thing. Love your suit.
When people get too serious about themselves, so often, because one, you're not that person, and two, where's the pleasure? You know, an evil person doesn't think they're evil.
Exactly, yeah.
And if they do, they revel in it even more.
Sure.
So, you know, there has to be pleasure for the performer, first and foremost, for me.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at Terence Stamp in Superman,
Yeah, right.
it's just magnificent.
So this is Planet Houston. A very strange surface.
Like, it's magnificent, the command, the pleasure, the arrogance, the joy that he's having.
Yes.
So you can always see that. And the audience is drawn to it.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing in our world, isn't it? You know, in our media, in the way we think as a society, in that we remember the villain's name but never the victims. Even in real life. I think there's something really good about films that also do the opposite to that.
Yeah. exactly.
You know, and I'm kind of interested in those films. You know, I don't watch many. I rarely watch violent films.
Sure.
I don't really like them that much.
Okay.
And I rarely watch films about criminals.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
don't really enjoy them that much.
Okay.
I mostly like watching really beautiful films.
Sure. What are some of your favourites that you can think of at the top of your head?
Recently,
Yeah.
my favourite Cake is a Persian film about a woman in Tehran that just wants the company of a man.
Okay.
And it's the most wonderful journey. The Seed of the Sacred Fig, another one from there. I've been watching a few Brazilian films. The Best Mother, I think it's called The Best Ever Mother. It's a wonderful story of a woman and her two kids escaping from a situation with her husband. Set on the street in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, lots of different films. So I don't mind where films come from. Like I'm watching a lot of Polish series at the moment.
Okay.
One called Black Daisies. It's kind of interesting. But I don't necessarily need to have certainly Hollywood or English speaking cinema to excite me, you know?
Yeah, of course.